Those that play with fire must remember that there will be a little bit of smoke in the eye, dear. Vinyl Guru in the house. Here to talk to you today, this time, about one of my favorite genres as well that isn't that much celebrated. It is the genre of girl groups. Yes, I said it. Girl groups. Fabulous. Big hair, big voice, big sound. Let's get into it.
Vinyl Guru, Vinyl Guru. Vinyl Guru.
Now you might be asking yourself, what is a girl group? What are girl groups? What is their sound? What is it all about, and why was it such a thing? Well, girl groups were really big in the 50s and 60s. That was kind of like their golden era time of existing. And their whole thing is, generally young girls that are, like angsty together, but presented in this beautiful pop image. It was a perfect blend of like rock and roll with a little bit of doo-wop and traditional pop melodies, and it was incredibly infectious for the time. And they really took a stance and sang certain songs and certain styles, and people really liked it and gravitated towards it. For instance, one of the biggest girl groups, the Shirelles, in the late 1950s, in 1958, put out a track called Maybe. And the song Maybe blew to pieces. It shuttered the charts, and it really opened the floodgates for more girl groups to then come out into existence. Girl groups like the Crystals, the Shirelles, Shangri-Las, and so forth, really. So much so that when they became a success, the Motown Tamla label started putting out some girl groups too. Some of them that I'm sure you know now, as they did exceptionally well. So, now that you have an idea of what they are, let's dip in and give you a little bit of a cocktail, honey. Time to deep dive. The first one I want to get into is my favorite girl group act. These are going to be the Ronettes. Yes, I've shown them before in my Japanese video, but wow, exceptionalist. They are fabulous. This is that big wall of Phil Spector sound. This is just magnificent. I really love the Ronettes. They used to be called the Darling Sisters, fun fact. And they're from New York, and they just have that sound. I'll play something from that. This also, their other album, really nice too. Again, that iconic, exceptional, look at Ronnie killing it. Now let's go to some vixens that actually influenced the Ronettes. These are the Shirelles. Shirelles are fabo. They influenced so many people, from the Supremes to the Beatles to the Ronettes. This is their record with King Curtis. Give a little twist, give a little shout, give a little twist and shout party. This is exceptional. And then you have the more iconic, Shirelles, Tonight's the Night. Really good stuff. Tonight's the Night.
Tonight you're mine, complete tonight.
So those honeys from the 60s girl group era provided this sonic template for the Motown girl groups to come. People like Martha and the Vandellas, the Marvelettes, Marvin Gaye's girl group, and one of the best Motown girl groups of all time, let's be honest, Supremes. This is such a damn collaborative cocktail. Yes, this is the UK press of it. I know you're thinking it. Trust me, me too. Anyway, awesomeness. It makes you itch. It makes you itch out of joy, not because of parasitic needs. Man, the Supremes, when they came and never went. You know what I mean? The next one I'm going to talk to you about is the Bobbettes. Pretty fabulous stuff. They were awesome. The only thing is about these girl groups now, okay, Helen, of course, Helen was, one of the members in the Bobbettes was removed, gone, and then was never replaced, and then they never toured again. But I always also wondered how that seems to work with girl groups. Let's say if they're in their 40s now or in their 50s, are they still going to be singing the same songs? Are they still going to be doing it? I really don't know how that works, as it is a bit faddy and, you know, sort of ends in a certain era of your life. It would be pretty bizarre to sing, you know, I'm 16, rolling in my car with my first boyfriend. You know, it's just kind of bizarre. But I love it. I don't know, man. I always liked this kind of cornball stuff.
Let me in! Let me in! Didn't I tell you not to come in no more? You can keep all your...
Not as cornball when we talk about acts like the Shangri-Las. Woo! Shangri-Las are the group that kind of got me into them, honestly. Got me into girl groups. Shangri-La, the leader of the pack, this album, honey. Wow. I can never go home anymore. That's like my favorite girl group song of all time. What a deep presentation. I mean, it's super like dark and gloomy, the presentation of it. Sonically, that is. The sonic template that provides real doom and gloom. What can I say? Just great. I really love it. Let me give it to you here.
I'm gonna hide if she don't leave me alone.
Don't. 'Cause you can never. You wake up every morning, go to school every day. Now another great group that was to come after that whole Beatles mania, a big fan of theirs, Jan from the band Debutantes. She formed the band, and here we have it. Great 60s girl group, badass band that just did that thing, honey, did their thing. This is a reissue from Beat Rocket. I know that Sundays did one as well, but I believe they only did CD and not vinyl, darling. But yeah, this is exceptional too. I'll give you a taste. Give you a taste.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Now, last but not least, for my rockers out there, my real rockers, this one is for you. This is when we're getting a little harder now, honey. Get your nice strong shoes on, because you're gonna be tumbling through a whole lot of rocks. The Pleasure Seekers. This is phenomenal stuff. What a Way to Die is an amazing album. This is the reissue from Sundays. It came out in 2016. And I don't know if you recall this little darlings. You know, this little darling here. Oh, sorry. This little darling here, but Miss Susie Quattro. The Quattro sisters are in here. But of course, we all know Susie Quattro's later work a lot more. Now, the band was called The Cradle after this, and then they broke off to do other things. But this album is phenomenal. great loud Detroit garage rock sounds. Let me give you some.
Too many people, yeah. I gotta go, yeah. Please help me get away.
Okay, well, you now know what girl groups are, what girl groups sound like, which girl groups you might like more than others, and I'll give you some compilations that you can get that will give you a lot more in the caliber. You see, girl groups, they didn't last too long because, I mean, given the fad that they were, some of them only lasted 6 months, and that was that. So the best way to get really great stuff for the girl group era was through the comp world. There was one that came out recently, the Skeptor Records. This one was really great. It had a great blend of not just girl groups, but also the guys that Phil recorded. I got a Japanese press of Atlantic doo-wop, straight doo-wop girl group stuff. So that's, you know, the Regals, the Diamonds, you know, it's got all kinds of stuff. We've got, I love this label. Okay, Numero. Numero put out amazing stuff. And this one, the Basement Beehive, the girl group Underground, is so great. Numero put out things that are underrated. You know, it's great. Okay, she's tasty. So this is gonna be great for you if you want that. Again, like I said, those tough girl, badass, that tearjerker death disc sound. If you know what that is, if you don't know, that's a certain like subgenre of girl group sound, sonic taste that they would conjure, which is like breakup songs that were a little more on the darker side, you know, the death of a lover, vice versa. Let's keep it moving. Okay, so we've got this killer reissue by Sundays as well. This is Zibididoodah. This is gonna be phenomenal too, but this is Bob and his darlings, the Blue Jeans. I didn't put this because, it's not all girl group, right? But this would be, I guess, considered under that caliber as well. More Wall of Sound, a compilation of fills. Again, really, really great. This is original and sealed. This is all about girls about town. This is really great too. Again, another great comp. It's got other darlings on here, like the teardrops and all that. You know what I mean? Really good, really solid. And another one, Dream Babies. This is really good too. You know, it's got some great cats. The Thrills, the Angels, the Excitas. And just the girls. Simply the girls. You should know them as the girls. I love that. I never really listened to much of the girls other than that one song there. But anyways, I hope you got an idea, and I hope you like what you see. Thank you. And don't forget, boys and girls, toodaloo, darlings. Toodaloo.